Hello, everyone, and happy Fragrance Day. We here at Bvlgari are thrilled to be able to celebrate with you. Joining us today are Daniel Paltridge, Bvlgari North America Brand President, and Master Perfumer Jacques Cavallier. You may be familiar with Jacques' work in creating over 80 fragrances for brands such as Parfum Christian Dior, Parfum Givenchy, Issey Miyake, Yves Saint Laurent, Lancôme, and Louis Vuitton. However, he's also been a longtime friend of the brand, having created the iconic and cult classic Eau Parfumée Eau Blanc. This year, we're excited to share the latest collection created in partnership with Jacques, the Bvlgari Allegra collection. Rather than tell you about it, we thought we'd share this quick video.
I don't feel emotions.
Permette?
No.
Jacques, thank you so much for being with us today.
It's a pleasure.
Always when you participate, and it's always when we know we have some time, some of your precious time to spend with you, to learn more about your expertise and your way of crafting these magnificent essences. It's a real pleasure. So thank you for spending a little bit of time with us. We've just launched this magnificent collection, Allegra, and one of the things obviously that we're so proud about is that it represents the true essence of the Bvlgari lifestyle. Italianity, color, fun, the summer, all of the things we dream about and we think about when we think about the bold Italian lifestyle. I know there was some inspiration that you took from Rome and the famous phrase, all roads lead to Rome. So can you just talk to us a little bit about your inspiration when you were crafting this magnificent collection?
Well, the inspiration for Allegra was quite simple. You're right, it's based on the Italian lifestyle. What is Italy since an eternity? That means joy, color, but also elegancy, sophistication, a way of seeing life very particular, the richness of the elements and the materials, and appreciating life. That means enjoying. And today, more than yesterday, we need to enjoy, and we need joy, we need color, we need the Italian lifestyle in our lives. My inspiration came directly from the Italian roots in Roma, but also in other places in Italy. I was just picking some influences by people in the street, women crossing the street, for example, or men just drinking a coffee on a Saturday morning in Piazza Navona in Roma. It's just an idea of the romance, the elegancy, and the sophistication for me. As a French, I've been always impressed by the Italian style, and of course, the roots and the DNA of the Maison Bvlgari is really are really very strong and they are celebrating those values since over a century today. So it was quite simple to be inspired by those very strong values, you know.
We're going to go a little bit deeper into one of the fragrances, obviously, which is Fiore d'Amore, which is a wonderful, wonderful essence. And I just wanted to pick your brain a little bit, because obviously what you've done here is taken a traditional floral scent and transformed it. So how did you go about recreating the scent of a living rose?
First, to recreate the scent of a living rose, you need natural rose. What is tricky is to add some the dewy tones that you have in the living rose in the field. So to realize that, you have some molecules, fresh molecules, but you have also very simply some lemon, some pepper, some natural ingredients who are creating the illusion of the living rose. But of course, I'm using natural roses in Fiori d'Amore. What is important? Why rose in Fiori d'Amore? It's because for me, when you are in love, you offer roses, you know. And if those roses are smelling good, it's even better. So I've been always passionate since I'm a children by the beauty of the roses, and more than the beauty, by the perfume of the roses. So for me, it's a quest as a creator to recreate this magnificent perfume.
If I'm not mistaken, you took a Bulgarian rose and a Turkish rose, and then you put a note of raspberry into it as well, which is wonderful. So how did that come about, and how did that combination get to the magic final scent?
Well, you know, perfumery is based on a contrast. And the contrast between two roses, the Bulgarian rose oil is fruity, very fruity in the top note. And the Turkish rose oil is much more aldehydic, clean, fresh, long-lasting. So I played with those two different tones, opposite. And I was seeking for a material that everybody loves around the world. I was seeking for fruity notes, but not a sticky one. And the raspberry is really, to me, the most wonderful on skin. My dream is that when you are wearing this perfume, that somebody wants to just to kiss you or to eat you, you know?
Another one of the obviously unique elements of this collection is the use of the magnifiers, which is really quite groundbreaking, unique as well. And each scent obviously has a magnifier, but the beauty of the magnifiers is the contrast, the combinations. So how did that come about? Because it's amazing to play with them. And the contrast can change quite a lot based on your own individual or the client's individual taste level. So talk us through that a little bit, because that's an amazing addition to this collection.
You're right. The magnificent work done by on the magnifying essences is quite something. In fact, we wanted to offer to our clients for the first time in the world true personalization by mixing ingredients with the perfume. We consider that working around an ingredient, revealing the beauty of this ingredient. For example, for the patchouli magnifying essence, there is 50% of patchouli oil. This patchouli oil is made in Grasse, customized exclusively for the Maison Bvlgari. It's a pure quality of white patchouli, just mixed with a musk. There is 50% of patchouli. The idea is still there by finding your own olfactive signature by mixing a magnifying essence with one of the 5 perfumes from the Allegra collection in a very simple way and acceptable way. You can mix two magnifying essence together. And those magnifying are really pure oil with a combination of other ingredients, just revealing the beauty and making those ingredients wearable as such by mixing it with one of the Allegra, one of the perfume from the Allegra collection.
And if we come back to Fiori d'Amore that we were talking about, could you give me maybe a recommendation, or which magnifying essence do you think works particularly well with Fiori d'Amore?
What is interesting is that I worked the Allegra collection perfumes at the same time as the manifying essences. So at the same time, I could imagine by creating the manifying what kind of combinations would be good for a collection. And for example, when I was working on Fiori d'Amore, if you put let's say 2, 3, or 4 sprays of Fiori d'Amore, and then you put 1 or 2 sprays of manifying patchouli. It's creating the rose very intense, very incandescent, a kind of burning rose. The romantic rose of Fiori d'Amore is becoming something much more sensual, much more fatal. And it's the privilege and the luxury of this collection for the first time in the world, having the possibility of pushing the romanticism or pushing the sensuality, pushing the casuality. It's really a kind of, it's not an evolution, it's a revolution. So the combination with the manifying patchouli with the Fiori d'Amore, it's fantastic. A good combination also, it's a patchouli with manifying, with rose manifying. Fantastic. You can wear the manifying as such. I mean, it's maybe probably a bit more disruptive, but we have some clients who love to be like that. You know, I love to be like that.
One of the other areas which is very important to Bvlgari is sustainability. It's something that we've identified and we've worked on very hard within the brand, and specifically within the Allegra collection. If you look at the packaging, if you look at our flacon that was developed, I think it's 96% recyclable, and it was something that was very important to us. So for you, when you talk about sustainability in terms of sourcing the ingredients, what's your approach and how do you take this important topic?
Well, in terms of sourcing, it's a very important issue for me today as a creator. We have to be responsible, and we are not accepting anymore to buy natural or synthetic raw materials to a broker. We want to work with people who are safe, of course, ethical, respecting the environment, and working also on the processes. For example, with CO2 extraction, you're not using any more water. You save energy because the system is quicker.
Knowing that you're a maître parfumeur in the world, do you see any emerging trends which are coming for the future that are going to be quite important for perfume brands to lean into even more?
The big trend which is coming right now, it's there are two. In fact, in terms of concept, it's the personalization. Personalization is coming everywhere, from everywhere. And our clients are very demanding. I think it's the end of the era of the massification, the globalization. People want to fine-tune themselves what they are wearing, especially millennials. They want first to understand what kind of materials we are using. Are we respecting nature? Are we using a lot of chemicals? Are we using a lot of naturals? So the transparency is something very important. We are ready for that. And then the personalization is really something very strong coming. And I think that the pandemic is accelerating this request by offering the manifying essence concept. Bvlgari is the first brand in the world to do it in a very simple way, but remaining very luxury. And the second trend is the naturality. I think that in terms of perfumes, we are still on the trend with the gourmand fragrances, but I think the sophistication is will be perceived. Other ingredients, green ingredients, of course, but I'm speaking in terms of notes. I think that all what is natural and perceived as natural is the trend.
Wonderful. And we're very happy at Bvlgari to be one of the first to put this on the market. So I think that
So
wraps up very, very nicely, coming back to Bvlgari and Allegra and this magnificent collection that you've created for us. And we're very proud of it. And it's launched already in the US to amazing first success.